You're listening to the Bogota Boys, recorded at the No Limit Cafe, downtown Bogota, Tennessee. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hello, fellow listeners. We're here in the floods of Bogota, and we're going to start off with Tony being the host. Good morning, afternoon, listening world. This is the Bogota Boys. We're broadcasting from outside the No Limit Cafe, which is located in downtown Bogota, Tennessee, which is the duck hunting capital of the world. And Bogota, Tennessee is currently the newest lake in the great state of Tennessee. Hopefully it won't be a lake very long. We're here doing, I'm going to say this is one of our first outdoor episodes. And if you can't tell, we're standing in the middle of some water. And if you can tell, there's current. And what has happened is we have had a major flood that it's historic in this area. It has come across 78 Highway, which has never happened in any of our lifetimes. And by talking to some of the older folks, it's never come across 78 Highway in this location before. But right now, let me introduce my co-host. Currently, I have with me Wally, my brother. How you doing, Wally?
How are you?
I'm good.
Tired.
Tired.
Yeah, this is going to be a special episode. Did we tell them what it's for yet, or you want to go?
Yeah, I
through
done told them.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Now let's introduce everybody.
Yeah, I introduced everybody.
I guess I'm going to be, I don't know, am I the host?
You're the host.
All right, Bubba, what are you up to?
Trying to stay dry.
How successful are you being at that?
Well, since I ain't staying here at night, pretty successful, but
You hadn't fell down yet?
hadn't failed yet.
Okay, all right. White, how you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. This is day 3 of what you would call the rescue teams being down here and the flood, and third day that I think it crested this morning at about 7 a.m., so hopefully it starts falling soon.
Okay. RT, What about you?
I guess I'm doing all right.
You doing about as good as you look?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Things
RT,
are worse than I thought.
RT's been good during the flood, though. We've got a lot of good footage. I know Tony's hosting, but we want to thank all the teams that come down to help save the people and bring them out. There has been no loss of life, which is a blessing. And this is kind of our special episode we're going to do to try to help get the word out to raise money for the Bogota area flood victims. That's why we're doing it. We're not here. We'll probably laugh a little bit, but it's better to laugh than cry always. And it has been a lot of loss of property, lifetime homes. I mean, I've been here my whole life, and it's a foot deeper than I ever seen it. And 2 months ago, it made the record before that, and this one's a foot higher. So we're reaching out for some, not support of the Bogota Boys, which we need it too. We don't need it, but to help the community. We're going to figure out the right way to distribute this money fairly equally, and that's what we're going to push this episode when we talk about it.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? Preliminary things before we start talking about the river and things like that?
Well, we need to go into
Yeah.
where to give the money or what we're trying to do.
We going to do that now, or you going to do that at the end?
Well, what if people get tired of us and quit listening?
Wally,
I think we'd do both.
That is impossible. How could they get tired of us?
Tony, if you just look at you get tired of you.
Well, I understand why people wouldn't want to look at. Here, let's just start with a background of what's going on. As many of you know, and then those of you that don't know, Dyer County is the home of how many rivers, RT?
5.
One of them
looks like one right now because they're all touching.
Yeah. One of them is the Oldbine River, and right now at Bogota, the Oldbine River is at least historic modern day levels. It was probably a higher river in 1937, but that was before a lot of the structures and things have been built, like railroads and
Before the highway in front of us was here, correct?
Yes, I was. Yeah, the 78 highway. The current 78 highway was built as part of the New Deal during the 1930s the Roosevelt administration. It was a work project, and they built 78 Highway and the river bridge across the Obion River. So it wasn't here back in 1937. In 1937, the flood come out of the Mississippi River, and this is an Obion River flood. Well, what has happened is back in Monday night, about what time was it, Wally? 7:30?
It was right at dark because I just ate supper, and my wife and Mama was there because she had been flooded out, and we was on the dry side. And they said, well, let's just go see if it's about to cross the highway. Well, guess what?
Yep.
It had just started crossing in front of the cafe, and then down in front of the post office, and then everybody just started screaming. Bubba stayed here and worked till 3 a.m, and then he looked like a drowned rat getting out of here going for high ground. And he was here with us when we was evacuating. We've had a lot of support from outside groups that too many to ever name, but everybody that's come in here helped has done a great job and been more than cooperative, and nobody lost lives. And some of us stay here longer than we're supposed to because you hate to abandon the whole place because there will be somebody, but you know, if people needed help in the middle of the night, there was swiftwater rescue teams that come in and they saved people and animals all the way through yesterday when everybody finally got out.
All right, at about 8 o'clock Monday night, the water started coming over 78 Highway, and 78 Highway connects Dyersburg to Lake County, Ridgely. At about 8 o'clock Monday night, the water started coming over from the east side of the road to the west side. East side of the road to the west side of the road. That had never happened before, and we didn't know, what to expect. And it rose very quickly. It started flooding the west side of Bogota, and it did not take long before it had gotten, we sandbagged the front of the No Limit Cafe. You had the Army, I guess it was National Guard probably, had brought in earlier in the day some sandbags equipment, some sand as well. People had started sandbagging around some places that they historically water had gotten. And we thought that may be okay. We anticipated the river maybe getting over 78 Highway, but we never did anticipate it getting over that quick. Back in February, I think the river got to 25.8 feet. Well, on Monday, it was like at 25.2 foot. And back in February of 2025, it did not get over 78 Highway. So I thought when I left Bogota at about 7 o'clock that night, it may get over it the next day, but I had no idea it'd be about an hour later. And I don't know why it came over 78 Highway when the river gauge at the Bogota station was actually about a half a foot lower than it was in February. I mean, I've got my own speculations, which I don't mind sharing at some point in time, but I don't want to be the one that does all the talking.
Well, that's a first.
Yeah, I understand why it's first.
It was very impressive just watching, from the time we started at your mama's house, yours and Wally's mama's house, just getting stuff out of there, watching the water come in, and then everyone kind of going over to the community center and coming together and filling sandbags and delivering them to people. And it's crazy how when disasters like this happen, just how everyone comes together and wants to help everybody.
Oh, everybody reaches out. I mean, we say everybody asked. We could have had 1,000 people here. We didn't know what to do, and everybody reaches out and wants to help and will help. But you don't know what to tell them. So the first sandbagging, we stopped right at dark, and then when it come over, we started back sandbagging till the water overtook our sand.
Yeah.
And then we said, well, we're not going to win this fight. We're going to give up and come back in the morning and fight it out. And then we was laying in bed and the lights got cut out. So we decided, well, we got to get everybody to high ground in. And that's pretty much what has happened in the flood of how it's happened. It's falling today. The concrete right here to our lower right was underwater on this end when we got here. It's still lapping over it, but by my house on the other side, it fell about 6 inches. Water right now is about an inch in the cafe, and it's running through it out the back door. Trump, we got him out safe and he's dry. But mainly, we just want to inform everybody and give everybody's perspective of what they saw that night and everything. Don't y'all agree?
Yeah.
Like, it's his first time for RT to see this.
It's first time for any of
Yeah.
us to see it.
But I mean, a flood on this scale.
I've never seen one on this scale.
Yeah.
None of us have. It's never happened there. The water is across 78 Highway from, what do you think, about a mile?
Mile and a half, and then it skips and goes another 2 or 3 sections of maybe another half a mile.
The water's across 78 Highway from about a mile north of the Obion River Bridge to about right before you get to Broadmoor. That's what I've been told. I haven't seen it all. So that's probably, what, about 3 or 4 miles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about 3 or 4
Total
miles.
area, but I mean, I figure 2 miles of solid water in between there.
Yes. It first started coming across the 78 Highway at Thurman Street.
Yeah.
That's where it first, which is right there about at the where the Bogota post office used to be, I guess, or is currently, but it's underwater. It's gotten in the old firehouse. It's gotten in the community center, which is the old school.
Baptist Church.
Gotten in
Yeah.
Baptist church. It got it. It's in every structure east of the road. Is there any houses or any ground that does not have water on it?
Yeah.
On the east side of the road, there is no ground that I know of anywhere that don't have water on it till you get to Broadmoor, Cokeburg.
What about the west side of the road?
The west side of the road, the
Love
west
Shack.
end, Love Shack's dry right on the mound. Our church has got a little water. The Cozart house is pretty dry.
What about Dan Rice?
Slaughter. Danny Ray's is the very highest ground down here.
What you got in Bogota?
That's the very west house in the Bogota community proper.
Bogota looks like it's flat, but it's not really, because there's high spots and low spots, and a high spot may be 6 or 8 inches higher than a low spot. They're ridges, where the ground that is not got any water over it right now, and I don't believe it will have any water over it during this flood. Do you?
No,
No,
it's
that's
falling now. If it ain't got it over it, it's not going to get it.
that's where the old timers. That's where old Bogota used to be.
Yeah.
Old Bogota. In 1930s, 78 Highway was built, and what was old Bogota started moving towards 78 Highway. 78 Highway is, the ground on 78 Highway is maybe, what do you think, 6-8 inches lower than old Bogota?
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing in old Bogota now but a wheat field and maybe 1 or 2 structures. I can remember my grandmother, who was born in 1898, and she lived here before there was any highways or big levees on the Mississippi River and everything. And they lived in the mission area at the time, and then she told me, and quote, we moved to the high ground. We were talking about floodwaters, and I asked her where the high ground was, and she looked at me like I had 4 eyes, and she said, well, here. Well, she was talking about what is Bogota. And the place where she lived, probably when it was built, was on the eastern edge of old Bogota. I bet it was.
Yeah.
So the old people, a lot of the old structures that me and Wally remember as a kid that are all torn down now, they were built in places that, well, they knew what flooded and what didn't flood. Hey, Bubba, did it get under your house?
Yeah, I'm completely surrounded by water. I reckon that's the first time that's ever happened.
Is it in your house, Bubba?
Last I looked earlier, no, it was underneath it, but not in it.
That's good.
How far is your house off the ground?
Oh, it's 4 steps high, so
About 3
I'd say
foot?
3 foot, yeah.
3 foot?
Yeah, and I say, I mean, I ain't looked under there, but I say it's real close to touching the bottom.
Yeah. Now, right now, I mean, we're facing east. Behind us is west. 78 Highway is in front of us. For those of you that, I don't know if you can see the current, the water's rolling over from east to west. And I'd say the water on the east side is what, 8 inches higher than,
Oh, yeah.
higher than it is on this side.
At least.
At
The
least,
highways cutting down on some of the
Yeah.
flow.
78 Highway just functions as a great big levee.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only way water coming from east to west can get to the west side where it wants to go, because west is downriver, is to go under, until Monday night, is to go under the Obion River Bridge. I believe the river rose so fast it couldn't handle it.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we agree with that.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey, let's
That the river rose 11 foot from Saturday at midnight until about 8 o'clock Monday. That's a big rise, isn't it?
It's a big rise,
in less
yeah.
than 3 days. I've never seen it happen. And that was on top of a river that was already at 16 foot.
Yeah.
And the river's usually at what? Wally, when it's at pool, half foot,
3
foot,
3
3
4,
foot.
2.
You want to say something, Wally?
We've given them a good history lesson on what's going on.
All right.
Let's reach out to them, tell them why people need help, and let's go into that part of it, and
Property loss
let's
and all
pull
that
on their
stuff.
heartstrings a little bit and try to see if we can reach out and raise some money for these people.
Well, go ahead.
I mean,
Floor is yours.
do y'all agree with that?
I agree 100%.
I agree. And where they can donate money, are you going to do a GoFundMe?
We are going to try to set up a GoFundMe, and RT's flying. He's not ignoring us. He's actually flying a drone to get y'all some good footage, to get you just.
Are you going to be able to put that on the YouTube, RT? The drone footage?
Yeah, and I've got some videos from yesterday and stuff from when we were going around checking on stuff and tying stuff up.
Okay.
I'll probably put in while we're talking too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are when times get bad, we are very serious. You know, sometimes we do goof off, and we probably will laugh a little bit in here, but we know this ain't the end of our world or the life as we know it. But there's some struggling families here that work hard every day, and they've got kids or they're old, you know, and they run through the part about the high ground and the low ground because people will say, well, they should have had flood insurance. Well, till this happened, there was no need because we were considered out of the floodplain at the level the houses were built. These houses we're talking about were built on high ground, the high ground, which Tony was very good about explaining what the difference is in the low and the high ground. And I hope that might be Trump's.
RT's going to land the drone here.
Is that Air Force One coming in? Do we need to move, RT?
Landed, RT.
I think we're going to have a water rescue. Oh, wait. Technology.
Bogota Boys drone has landed.
Yeah. But
Can we call that the Eagle? Because I want to say the Eagle has landed.
The Eagle has landed.
But you know, I had a lady who come in the store the day it was hitting her house, which was up a little hit before here, and she said, and it, you know, said, hey, we don't have flood insurance because we're not required to, and it's another $5,000 a year if you are required to, and you know, that's just a burden people can't handle because we're supposed to be out of this level. But with the new historic things that happen from the drainage above, it flows down on us. And some other man-made things we did for convenience that's helped a lot. But, you know, it's going to happen. So we'll just reach out to the world to help the people. And the lady said, hey, none of our houses have flood insurance. We got hit last time. If we have to, well, we're going to use this random. I ain't going to say the lady, but then you get thinking about it. If people have to refinance, then they're going to have to do it at a higher rate than they did several years ago.
That's right.
I mean, we live here because it's what we love, but really you stay here because you can't go nowhere else. You're not trapped in what you love, but everything else just costs so much more. You know, and it's a great way of life. So we're going to reach out, and we come as Bogota boys do normally. We don't think about a lot of stuff till it happens. So
Some of us don't.
We're thinking this is the best way to reach out while we can pull on everybody's heartstrings when it's fresh in their mind, because we've had thousands of people say, hey, let us come help. Let us do something. Well, the something we need more than anything, because the cleanup will be tedious, but it won't last long. But these people will need money to pay they've had to stay in hotels. I mean, people have reached out and done. A guy named George Hampton, which saved our community center by putting a new roof on me. He reached out to me last night. What can I do? And we know he'll do something because he already proved it. He said, I'll help people pay to keep up their animals. I'll help, whatever I need to do, but we know there's people that will genuinely help. No doubt in our mind. So we're going to set up a Bogota area flood. What was it? Bogota?
Fund.
Bogota Area Flood Fund.
Yep.
We're going to try to get that set up on GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe.
We're going to go, and we've done talk to First Citizens Bank and
First
Community.
First Community
First
of the
Citizens
Heartland.
National Bank.
First Citizens National Bank, which is located in Dyersburg, and they have strong roots in Bogota,
First Community Bank of the Heartlands, which
Yep.
is in Dyersburg.
which is dear friends of ours also, and set up accounts in them for the flood victims. We're going to try to figure out a way to fairly distribute the money, try to help people pay their deductibles. It depends how much money we can raise, because if we can raise enough, we can give everybody some hope, and that's what they need, some hope.
That's right.
There's money out there to help on some of these government loans that's tied to it, but we all know the paperwork and all, because there's some FEMA money that will probably come into some of these people that have loans. Well, I've talked to the bank, and there's some FEMA monies where you can get some money if you sign something that says you'll never ask for it again on a flood. But we're trying to get the money out there to them as quickly as we can, within the next week, because it'll take a week before they can get in. If we can get a good sum of money the next week, we'll distribute that money then. And if it piles back up, or if we can do it in any way we can, we will do it the second time. Any extra money after everybody's taken care of the flood in the Bogota area, which will include Miston, the people around Miston, the people at Cuckaburg, Broadmoor, we'll probably cut it off before Lanes, but there is no more houses between here and Lanes Ferry. And there's not many there it affected. Downriver's going to need help too. If this becomes very successful, we will pass the money on down.
Yep.
We
And
will
anything
make-
helps.
We will.
Yeah, there's
We
other
will make-
areas with
Yeah.
flooding going on,
Yeah.
tornadoes.
That's right. It will be dispersed out. There will be nobody profit from this. We will promise you that.
But at
We-
least this you're giving to a group and of people that know who's in need.
Yeah.
Because there are
Yeah.
clickbait and scams out there, people that are going to try to profit off of something they have nothing to do with.
Yeah, and we're not going to let them take advantage of us when it gets down to our level. We stayed here when they told us to leave to help people, and we're still helping it. We've had a tremendous response from anybody we need to protect our community.
Yeah.
Anybody, no matter what level, different groups come in. The lives are saved. But anybody we've rescued out from the state, we thank them. The governor's office, I've been in direct contact with somebody there to help us. Other people have. The TWRA's got boats on patrol here to keep any boats out.
Yeah,
There has been no
here comes
looting.
one now.
And we're going to protect this area one way or the other. Believe me. We're going to be here. People are going to have that one thing off of them. And that's going to be, we're going to do all we can to keep anybody out till it gets safe.
Yeah, and
we're
I
hoping
think
that's tomorrow.
That looks
which-
like the animal control folks.
it is.
yeah, they've been great. They've been saving dogs. They've been doing other things. Horses.
And they've been housing them, too.
They've been housing
I
them.
don't know
They've
about the
stepped up immensely to that, and people feel comfortable with them now. That's why it's Lady. And
What's
so-
the name of the organization that she works for?
Dyer County, Dyersburg Humane Society.
Okay.
And I'll tell you a quick story here. Yesterday, a lady called, and her cats were trapped in the house. They evacuated. They had nowhere to put the cats. They got the dogs out. They just had nowhere to put the cats. So Haley calls me and says, "Hey, can you help get them?" It was a house on the east side of Bogota. There was water in the house. And another request that they had was prom is next weekend, and their young daughter who goes to Dyer County High School bought her prom dress like last week, and they had that in the house and couldn't get it. And so they wanted the two cats and the prom dress. So went in there, and the cats were hiding. We ended up finding them after about 30 minutes. They were under the bed. Anyway, we got the cats out and got them to those people up on the dry ground, and it was a really rewarding feeling seeing how emotional they were and giving that little high school girl her prom dress. I mean, she just broke down in tears
Yeah.
and was so fortunate and so happy. that we were able to get their cats in that prom dress.
Let me ask you this, White. Now, it's places other than Bogota are flooding. How many animals is what'd you say, the
Dyer County Humane Society.
The Dyer County Humane Society. How many animals is the Dyer County Humane Society sheltering, you believe, because of flooding and those animals' homes and things?
It's quite a bit. They've actually had other organizations, other humane societies from surrounding areas come in and get some of their dogs to provide room for Bogota dogs. I know Southtown, they got a bunch of dogs out of Southtown.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Southtown is the south part of Dyersburg,
which was also flooded really bad.
Yes.
There was a shelter from Nashville that came in and got some dogs. So there's been a huge amount of help
We need Mitch on here.
that they've got from surrounding, nonprofits helping them get room for dogs.
Now, when
Hold on a second, real quick. Then we'll talk.
They can talk. You go get it.
Now, when you're sheltering someone's dog or a cat or whatever animal it is, do y'all charge that person anything for it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So how does the Humane Society pay for it?
They're a 501c nonprofit. They have donations and stuff that come in. There's been a huge amount of people donating dog food for shelter relief dogs, adoption funds. There's
Do they have like a website?
they have a Facebook, Dyer County Humane Society on Facebook, and I believe their website is dyercountyhumanesociety.org or .com.
Okay. Well,
But
sounds like they're doing a good job, and maybe it's straining their budget a little bit.
Yeah, it's I'm really proud of what Haley's done. I don't know
Haley
that
who?
Box.
Okay.
My fiance.
Well, I know who she is.
I'm not sure that.
Get on here. Which one?
I don't want to speak to previous administrations there, but I do know that there's been a huge turnaround for the Dyer County Humane Society and what she and her team and staff are doing for the county, and it's been really good.
Okay. All right. Well, the Humane Society, Dyer County Humane Society, just came down their boat.
It looks like they stopped until on drier ground. They're going to I think they've got some dogs that they've got to get. I think there's a German Shepherd puppy they've got to get.
They've got to. Is that what they're doing right now? Looks like they got a boat behind them. They're going to go to that house and get that German Shepherd.
I think so. Maybe.
Oh wow! We're about to witness another animal rescue by the
Dyer County Humane Society.
Okay, all right. Who's
All
that?
right.
Wally, who's that?
Hey, Mitchie just walked up.
Hey,
Mitchie
Mitch.
lives on
What's
the east
going
side
on?
of the road.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's, it's kind of like an opportunity comes up. Mitch, you're from
Murfreesboro.
He married a girl from Bogota.
Oh, yeah.
They finally moved down here a few years. Mitch, tell us what you're going through. Here's what we're doing. I know you don't know what we're doing. We're reaching out to try to raise money for the flood victims.
Okay.
Here, to help y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Just tell us from your heart how you see it through your eyes.
Well,
Because it's the first time it's going to be in your house.
yeah, it's the unknown. I think is the
unknown.
is the problem right now. I think we've got right now. I'm coming down here. We've got a shop cat. I'm gonna try to find. Maybe he's still up in there.
Yeah.
Right now, it's seeing the damage to everybody else. Really is heartbreaking, and seeing the worst part about the whole thing, especially the past couple of days, has been our kids being displaced and not having their home and their beds and their pets and any of that. Like, I'm an adult, my wife's an adult, and as parents, you just got to do what you got to do. But the kids are having a hard time.
Well, Mitch, you walked by my house the other night when it started to flood.
Mhm.
Your house was already flooded.
Within
You-
minutes.
Within minutes, you was trying to get over to this side where your daddy-in-law live, and their grandparents-in-laws are all good. You looked at me, you said, I've been in South. Mitch is a full-time firefighter, so he helps people every day.
Yeah,
He said, I've been in Southtown all day saving people. He was still in a great mood, just doing what he needed to do, headed to get a dog and something else up on the bad side, not asking for anybody's help. And he just kept going. These are the kind of people, and he's just like us, but he's younger. We need them to stay in this community. We need them to be able to rebuild. They will never ask for help. Our church went to them, said, "Here, we help you do anything?" "No, we're good. Go help somebody else." You know, we helped them anyway because that's what you run into. Good people will not take your money. But if we can raise money, they will take it from a group. But if you call them individually, they're probably never going to take your money. So this is what we're looking for, to help people. Mitch's got two little boys. His wife works. They're financially okay, but they're young. You know, they flooded their thing and they just fixed it from the last flood, which we've never had one. We ain't had one in how many years?
Yeah, I think early.
Well,
No,
you
but we've had
mean
two
before 6 weeks ago?
Well,
we had
we had one 6 weeks ago, but I mean,
Earlier in the
this
week,
is what
I had
we're
just
reaching
finished,
out.
yeah.
You know,
11?
these are the people that save people. You know, we save people. Communities do that. If you ain't got no community and no people to help, there's nobody who's going to help you. You know, the government. We're not here for the government to take care of us. We're here to help each other. And he was just walking in to go check on his
Our
house.
shop cat, and
Yeah.
I've got I could plan a benefit show for some special needs kids on
See?
Friday.
I
I
mean-
got to get my music stuff back.
Now
in.
think about
Where
this. He's
are
a
you
son-
having that benefit at?
I think it's one of the churches downtown. It's either First Methodist
Yeah.
or First Baptist or.
So his house is completely flooded. He's here to save a cat and help some needy kids. So we need people to reach out and help y'all, and we know you're there. We just got to get the word to you.
Can I ask Mitch a few questions?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, how old are your two children?
7 and 4.
7 and
two
4.
boys.
Now your wait a minute. Your
Yeah.
in-laws.
Yeah, there you go.
Your in-laws are on the west side. That's the west
Yes,
side
sir.
of. Y'all are on the east side.
Yes, sir.
But
low end.
your wife's grandmother is on the east side too. Did it get in her house?
Not yet. Nope.
Okay.
No, it hasn't.
Now,
It's gonna be fine.
and you've got, I guess they'd be your in-laws. Your wife's
Parents.
parents
Mm-hmm.
are on the west side, but your wife's brother, right, lives on the east side
It
as
does,
well.
yeah. Her house was under before ours was.
Okay, so where's her husband?
He's in Kuwait.
Okay, he's
Yep.
been deployed with
Yep.
the National Guard, and where is she at right now?
She is with her mother, I think, in Newbern.
Okay,
That way, at least.
So you got
Yep.
Mitch, who's and what's your? I don't know if we what. Give us your
Cox.
Mitch Cox.
Okay, I mean I knew what it was. I just wanted.
Oh,
to
okay, you're good,
Mitch
you're good.
Cox, his house has been flooded. His wife's grandparents' house has been flooded,
Mm-hmm.
and his, I guess your in-laws, no, your
Brother-in-law.
brother-in-law's house has been flooded, and he has been deployed.
Mhm.
He's in the military and has been deployed to the Middle East.
And she's got 2 babies. She's got
Okay.
a 2-year-old and a
Yeah.
3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
And Mitch Cox works for the Dyersburg Fire Department. He's been in south town of Dyersburg helping people in their flood. And you're going to do a benefit for some special needs people this coming weekend.
Yes, sir.
And you're down here to get your music to do that.
That's it.
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I call that a good American.
Hey, and this gets better.
Thank you, Mitch.
His daddy-in-law's a state trooper that lives on the side of Bogota that's never been flooded. It got flooded too.
You know, I tried to get Andy's car out of there and it got swept in the ditch about midnight.
Yeah, that's right. We were there.
So
Yeah, and they had to pull it out. It was coming up that fast. It wasn't from. I mean, it's something we've never seen before. So it's hard to run from somebody you don't know is chasing you.
So 4 families, 4 houses, 4 homes in one family have been affected by this flood.
Yep.
That's it.
In one family, and it's not because of anything they did. It's just because of the Mother Nature was angry at the world a little bit.
That's because it
crying.
rained somewhere between 10 and 15 inches up river.
Well,
And-
thank you, Mitch.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
have any other questions, RT?
No.
He was there.
Yeah. Oh, RT was there.
He saw that snake almost get me too.
Yeah, I did.
Well, thank you for everything,
Oh, yeah.
Mitch. And we're gonna try to help
Oh,
you,
yeah.
buddy.
Thank y'all.
It
I
might be
appreciate you.
$5, or it might be something. We're here.
Hey, that'll work.
All right. Be
I
careful.
appreciate y'all. Thank
We'll
you.
save the cat.
See y'all.
Man,
I
that
think-
turned out good. I mean, he was just walking
Hey, be
by.
careful.
He was just walking by, and
I thought it was a hole there.
but don't y'all think that is really good for? He's just walking
Yeah,
by
that's
for
really good.
for a testimonial. Is that what you call that?
Yeah.
I'd call it an eyewitness account.
I
Yeah.
think the good Lord sent him to us.
Maybe
I
so.
think
Do
I
that.
he probably did that a long time ago when he moved down here.
He did. He's a good boy. He's helped us in our hee-haws. And
He's a
I
good-
call him Little Mitchie because he had a shirt that had a cat on it and hee-haw. Funny, and I told him he likes cats.
he's going to get a cat.
Yeah, but it's for somebody else.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Hey, here's what we're gonna do.
Is that the post? Is that the post office?
That's-
Ain't no way.
That's the Dyer County Humane Society.
Oh, it's
Ain't no way. That's the
I thought
post
they was
office.
bringing the mail.
Post office they ain't delivered us nothing down
Here,
here in
we're gonna-
6 weeks. They were not our friend. They sent all our bills back. Now we got late charges because of them.
Hold on a second. Let me ask, you mean, well, the post office in Bogota did flood,
Got 1 inch of water in it.
got 1 inch of water in it, and you're telling me that, well, what's happened to your mail service since then, Wally? No, wait a minute. This was in February, right?
Yeah. So then they decided,
Well, just tell me what's happened.
I'm going to tell you what happened. Then they decided, well, you were going to send it all back to Memphis because we shut down your post office. Well, thank you. So we lived with a flood. Now we're living with late fees, but most companies have understood. They've been great about it. We said, hey, then, God, it's just not been great dealing with the postal service when you're hurting. And that's another reason we're trying to raise money outside of the government, because one thing about it, I think the government's with us now. There's a lot of people that if they don't realize you're hurting, I mean, that could have been stepped up and them said, hey, we'll just put it in a bin. You come up, we'll do it like when y'all were a few years ago. We'll hand you your mail. But no, that ain't what they did.
It has been, I get mail at Bogota as well, and it has been quite the ordeal from February getting our mail.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I'm not being critical of anybody, not criticizing anybody. I'm just stating that some of my mail has been sent back without any reach out to me. You just, I mean, and I'm not the only one.
That's how we knew it happened.
Hey,
The
who's this walking up?
The businesses.
This
Who-
is
who is this? Who
this
is
is
this?
my fiance Haley.
What? Now wait a minute. What? She just put on some waders. What do you think she gonna do?
She's gonna come over here.
I
Probably
think she.
kick his hiney.
I think she coming over here to get you.
I think what we need to do, since we just talked about the Humane Society, we'll just
Hey, I tell you what. Why don't you come here and take my microphone?
let's get her on, and she can tell everyone maybe if they're needing any donations
What's the
or.
hole right in there?
Watch it. There's a hole right there.
I'm gonna let her have mine. Tony.
No.
I'm gonna go check the camera.
Okay. Yeah, he's got to check.
Yeah, you stay on, Tony.
Well, just because he's got to check the camera. Or I don't mind leaving.
Yeah, I can leave again. I don't care.
But last time,
We've got
Hey,
another-
Tony,
this is.
We've got
last
another
time
walk-in.
before Tony, which he ain't got his microphone to his mouth, so we can't hear him. There was a good-looking girl between me and Tony. She kept looking my way all the time.
Yeah, she felt threatened from that direction.
Haley, we were actually just talking about the Humane Society.
And they
Because
have
we
our
saw the-
dogs.
Yeah, they have y'all's dogs.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because-
why don't you introduce yourself?
So I am Haley Box. I'm the director for the Dyersburg-Dyer County Humane Society. We've been out in the floods and stuff trying to assist people, with whether that be transporting animals to safety, housing animals in our shelter if we have kennels available. We can provide dog food. We've got crates, any kind of dog beds, blankets, anything. We just dropped off a bunch of crates and dog food, beds, blankets, everything to the Methodist Church, the United Methodist Church in Dyersburg. I think they're actually allowing pets now, so...
That dog, I see it. They
Yeah, there
just
it
went
is.
and got
Hey,
it.
RT, can you get that dog rescue on camera?
That dog is.
See, they're fighting the dog.
They're not fighting.
That's
the dog.
teed up. No, not fighting him, but the dog rescue, the game warden.
Yeah,
and
we've
this
got
is live action going on here.
We've got 2 animal control officers out here rescuing a dog out of a house here in Bogota.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for them.
That in the middle of the night, we come and watch the high water rescue here.
Swiftwater.
Slept there and watched. But
Hey, Haley.
that's pretty neat. That's the good Lord done sent us another bit of.
Who do you
thing.
you work for the Dyer County Humane Society?
That's right. Dyersburg-Dyer County Humane Society.
Okay. Now, how many has y'all's what do you call it? Your residents, your populations of animals have it increased since these floods?
Oh, yeah, it has. Our capacity is 43, and I think we're over 60 now.
Over 60.
So
now,
we've been working with rescues out of Nashville, and they're hopefully going to transfer some animals out so that we have room for more flood victims.
okay. Now, do y'all charge? Let's say I'm displaced because of the flood and my dog's there. Are you gonna charge me anything?
We are not.
Okay.
We are technically supposed to, but since it's we're trying to just help out the community, we're not going to charge them anything.
What I mean that's great. Is that straining your resources?
No, I mean the community has really come together. They've helped donate a lot of stuff that we need. So we're not really. I mean, we're out a little bit of money, of course, with dog food and stuff like that. But honestly, our donations have covered most of it.
Okay, are y'all typically always needing help at the Humane Society?
Yes, we are a 501c3, which means we run completely off of donations. We have a little bit of funding from the city and the county, but that's to assist with our animal control officers. So we run strictly off of donations. So anytime anybody wants to drop off food, blankets, dog beds, any kind of cleaning supplies, we will definitely.
Now let's say I wanted to do that, and I've done it before, and I know where you are. But say I don't know where you are, and I want to do that. Where would I come?
We are at 1120 East Court.
Okay, and is there a name on the building?
Yes, it says Dyersburg-Dyer County Humane Society. Also, we have a Facebook page, or you can, if you want to see our adoptable dogs, you can go to Pet Finder, or you can call us at 731-285-4889.
Now, what's the name of your Facebook page?
It's Dyersburg-Dyer County Humane Society.
Okay. Do you have a website?
Yes, it's on Pet Finder.
Okay.
It's all on our Facebook. You'll find it on there.
Well, good deal. Do you have any questions for her?
I do, because
Okay.
Whitey, the other night, which is always raving over his fiance, he told me
great.
something, because we said, was the Humane Society different than it was when Haley took over?
Oh, yeah.
Remember talking to me about that the other night, White?
I did.
Tell me that, because that touched me. That's why my dogs went out there.
I was basically telling you a broad information of what, I don't know the exact numbers, but basically, moral of the story is I was telling you how few euthanizations that they're doing now versus the amount of adoptions that Haley's getting out. And it's just an incredible number.
It was a staggering number, because sometimes organizations could get a bad rap, and it's hard to overcome. And what White told me opened my eyes, because we promise you, the people we go around to see, everybody loves animals. And we, if we can raise enough money, we can give them a percent some way or another, figure out to funnel some money to them. Because my wife the other night, she called, and we was in the middle of trying to help people. She said, well, do I let the dogs go to the Humane Society? Well, I would not have before. But with Haley being there, and they sent pictures of them. And my wife, of course, I'm all worried about people. And all of a sudden, she says, where are they going to go to pee? Because everything's underwater.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And-
Some people
and
may
we
say
sent 'em out there.
you sent your animal. Some people may think you sent your animal to Humane Society. You don't care about them.
Yeah.
But why did you do it?
Because I knew they were safe. I knew they were safe now. I knew she was going to protect my dog as much as she'd protect hers. I had no doubt in my mind.
Well,
And when I do something, I always go to somebody that's better at it than me.
didn't you?
We had a woman's duck hunt. She made friends with the girls.
Yeah.
They have to be vet techs. They went down there after we quit hunting and worked on that. She helped her work on that. I mean, do things that the animals had to be done. Vaccinations.
No, we had some parvo puppies.
Yeah, and I
that
think
were-
she's
that were
become-
not going to make it if we didn't start giving them fluids.
I mean,
so
she
they-
loves animals. She's a cowgirl. I am not a cowboy.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, and
No,
I
he's
look good in a
trust
cowboy
me,
hat.
he's got a hat and he don't look good.
Tell me I look a lot better than a cowboy.
He's all hat and no cowboy.
You should,
I had a Shetland
you had to
pony.
send your dogs because they didn't have a place to go and use the
They had
bathroom.
no place to go.
Yeah. So I mean,
I had a Shetland pony though.
it was a need.
And because the Humane Society has gotten to where it is now and Haley's in
safe.
charge of it,
Yep.
you felt okay and safe doing that. And Haley, we really appreciate that.
I mean, them guys just went out and got a dog that didn't know them, carried them back to the thing, and they'll go take care of it.
Now, what will y'all do with that puppy?
So that dog actually has an owner. We've been in contact with the owner before we ever come down here. So we either, if they're somewhere safe that they can hold the dog, we're going to give it back to them, or we can keep it at the shelter until they get to safety.
Now, Wally wasn't. Now it was dark when we were down here Monday.
Yeah.
But was that
That's
one
the
of the
house.
houses where the Swift water crew
Yeah.
came in?
We
And
thought
I
they
don't-
was going to save the monkey and the guy in it.
Yeah,
That was the house. We could have got to him, but they'd already called him the time we got there. But it was rough.
Yeah.
And
it would
we
have been.
didn't
It would have
mention
been. It would have been. We probably could have, but it would have been. You couldn't have walked there Monday night.
Yeah.
No, we would have boated.
The water was too.
Y'all see,
swift.
Tim needs some waiters.
No, Tim needed some waiters. He's
Yeah.
already wet.
Little
Tim-
bit late.
wet.
Yeah, now that's some serious sacrifice there. No waiters.
The girl is. Both of them are wet.
Yeah, both of them.
Well,
are.
who are those?
So that is Tim Knapp and Tori Smith. They are both trained, certified animal control officers.
So we
So
need-
they're the ones who are kind of on the front line responding to all of these calls, whether that be aggressive dog calls, bite cases, stuff like this, strays. They respond to every call.
Now, I'm going to say this. Back in February, I carried some food to that house, and the water was about, I can look in it right now. The water was not chest deep, but it was about belly button deep. That guy just walked up to that house, and the lady did too, it looks like. Now, I had on waders when I did it. They have on,
We need to get them on camera.
they just did it without any waders. They're soaking wet, and they went and got that canine.
Hey, RT, we should have got them on camera showing them so wet. Is it dead? Is the camera dead?
All right,
Well, they're
thank
gone
you.
now. They're about to freeze.
But they just did that without any waders on and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to describe.
Yeah.
So this
Wow.
is definitely, there's no doubt, a different Humane Society than it was.
Yeah,
It's
our
under-
save rate is over 98%, whereas before that was about the youth rate.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So
was.
good things happen when good people come in charge. And this flood, we're gonna make something good out of this flood before it's over.
That's right.
We're gonna help everybody we can. Please give to the. Please give. Giving your prayers and all are great. And if you've got any way, I mean, if a few people, I'll tell you an old saying a guy told me: if you can't make a lot, make a little. So a lot of littles is still going to be a lot to help these people. And we're just standing here in a community that's ravaged by flood, and we've seen a dog rescue, and we've seen,
We've
had
a
a
cat
person
that's going to be
rescued.
rescued.
yeah, and we've had people that's totally lost everything in their house that the water's got to as never before, and they're out helping other people. She was down here that night in the middle of the night and come back on the second crew. Wyatt texted me, we was shoveling, we didn't see it, and they come down here and they was helping with the sandbags again. And y'all was down here saving dogs then. Bogota Community Center was the safety zone.
Yep.
And they were letting dogs stay in the gym till they got help at that time. Then when the water come over the road, that had to skedaddle. So it
Yeah,
went
but-
to the top of the hill to a church, and the church reached out their arms to people, but there was nowhere for the animals to go at that time.
Yeah, they couldn't stand the
But
community
they
center
were released
anymore.
on dry ground. So when we lost they just moved the cots in. Tima did a few minutes before that. They had to pick all that up and moved up the road 5 miles or 3 miles. So that was our next safety zone, and it's the high ground.
What did they? And was it Tima?
I think Tima brought the cot.
Tima, and I think
Wasn't that who was-
and
Yeah,
I
brought
think
the
I
cots.
think the National Guard.
National
They came
Guard.
in
National
about
Guard.
3:00, 3:30, and was using the Bogota Community Center. I guess was
Yeah.
going to be the shelter, but by 8:00, 8:30, it became pretty clear that was not going to happen. So they had to, I guess they had to evacuate, and they went to one of the. I guess they. I guess they.
I think the sandbag machine gnaws up there, too.
Yeah, they stationed there at the Spring Hill
Spring Hill
Baptist
Baptist.
Church,
Yep.
and then since then they've. Because when I went out Monday, I guess it was Tuesday morning, about 3:00, that was there. A lot of that stuff was sitting there. I guess staged is the word, and I don't know where they're at now. They weren't
Right.
there when I came through.
Well, let's and always remember this: when they bring a sandbag machine, make sure you've got dry sand.
That's right.
But it's hard to get dry sand in the flood, and they told us that, so we end up shoveling.
We shoveled.
And but
we
you
all
know, the
came
sand-
together.
the sandbags made us feel good, but in the end, we could
No,
not.
I think they helped some.
Oh, it helped some.
It helped here. I think it helped. At your
Yeah.
house.
You got anything else you want to say? Give us your thing.
Word of don't.
Where to give the money.
Okay, if you
If
go
there is,
on,
you didn't ask for
yeah.
money, but we're
well,
gonna put you on the
if you
spot.
go on our Facebook, all of that's on there. Our website's on there for our adoptable dogs. Our PayPal link so that you can donate, and we post any donations that are needed. We post them pretty
All
much
right.
every week. So it's Dyersburg County Humane Society.
Thank you, Haley.
Thank y'all
Right.
for having me.
Thanks,
Thank
Haley.
you, Haley.
Haley.
Well, y'all said we was gonna have about a 10-minute podcast because there
Yeah.
was gonna be nothing to talk about. And after we got through 10 minutes of history lesson, it become interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, some people, Wally, may think that the history lesson was interesting.
They did, but we had to get them to the meat of the thing.
Well,
And I noticed Haley looked this way every time she talked.
I know.
Simple, cool, just like it always is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Always the best. Yep. Go ahead.
y'all want to?
RT,
Y'all want to?
give us your thoughts. Let's give us your thoughts. Let's start with the youngest. Who's the youngest?
RT.
Probably RT. Your thoughts on the flood, RT?
I don't know.
Just another day?
I don't know what. No, it ain't another day, but I don't know what to say.
I mean, you was here to help people.
Yes,
You ever
he
think
was.
you would be such a caring, giving person? I mean, me and you got to spend like 3 days together. Has your life got better or worse?
That sounds like to me everybody's got a burden, Wally.
I hope this is the last time you have to live with me, Wally. How about
I do
I'd
too,
say
RT.
that?
There ain't no doubt.
So,
They're bonding.
you know what? It just dawned on me. RT is, even though he lives probably 200 feet above where we are right now, or it seems like it, he's probably the one that is praying for these floodwaters to go down the quickest.
Yeah.
I've been walking behind his house and I've been looking to see if he'd cut out a row of trees where he could push me off there. But I ain't seen where I can't grab one before I get too far down yet.
You need to borrow my post saw.
All right, Bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles, you've been through flood.
Wait, the next one's white.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
It's just been super eye-opening to me. I haven't been here long, but I thought back in February that was the worst that I would ever see. And then this one is coming over 78 Highway like it is and on this west side of Bogota. So it's just been super eye-opening. I've tried to do all I could do to help y'all and help whoever needs help. And I think that, that's all we can do, right, is just help. So if anyone out there wants to donate, please do. Like Wally said, even if it's a little, it'll certainly help. Anything helps.
Bubba, what about you? Now, for historical purposes, I know that aggravates Wally. But for historical purposes, Bubba used to live on the east side
Yeah.
of 78 Highway, and then he moved to the safe side.
Yeah.
So,
it wasn't too safe.
did you ever get flooded out on the east side, Bubba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did. I unloaded a boat right there and went to my house.
So water follows Bubba.
Yeah, apparently so. On my perspective, it's a tragic thing to watch. My heart goes out to everybody involved. I don't really know what to say. It makes me emotional. But y'all donate if you can.
Yep.
Attaboy, Bubba.
I
Tony,
guess-
does that mean you?
I guess I am next in age. Well, I'll say this.
Yeah.
This is a lot different. February of 2025 was the biggest flood we'd ever seen here. And the No Limit Cafe at that time was kind of and Bubba was there, kept it open past hours. It was kind of the hub. And everybody was, going from there and helping people. And the situation is just totally different because right now I'm standing in ankle deep water, and behind me where the store is different. I hope that people take lots of pictures of this. I hope that maybe Wally and I always heard about the flood of 1937 when we were kids and coming up, and we'd never seen anything like this before the last 2 days. And I hope people take lots of pictures. And I'd seen lots of pictures of those things, but I hope people take lots of pictures of this. And I don't know, I'm 58 now, just turned 58. And I hope they get to look at those pictures for at least the next 58 years and they don't get to see it in person. I'm glad I came down here to see. Well, I'm from here. I was going to be here. I wish I'd never seen it, but it's, and I feel for the people that's been affected, but the water will go down, and the things will get back to normal at some particular point in time. We're just gonna have to see what kind of damage has been done.
Yep. Wally?
Well, in the last podcast, I kicked Wyatt off the Bogota boys, covered up his little bobblehead, and told him he was dumb.
Did you really?
Yes,
We
he
did,
did, and
Wyatt.
I defended
It's
you.
obvious you hadn't seen it, but then he steps up and helps us. We brought him back into the fold because you can't keep your friends close enough. And when he actually happened to not have any cases this week, and he's been more than helpful to all of us. He's been here. He's come out a few times at night helping Haley, so we're thankful. Bubba always steps up. Bubba's the most giving,
kind-hearted person. Was in there a while ago talking about plugging up the freezers, and he said, no, I'm not going to plug up mine because the other people need it. Well, he's always willing to give and him suffer. And Bubba's a great guy, but, you know, he works and struggles like the rest of us. And he's got a great heart, and that's why he's part of the Bogota Boys, and that's why he's this cafe. This cafe is a lot more than a building. It ain't to make money. It's to make people feel at home and for people to be there when you need them. And Bubba's the perfect example of that. Me and RT don't always agree till I started thinking about what he was thinking about first and telling me his idea. But RT has been here 100%. He brought in his boys the other day and helped clean out a shed. He brought them back in to help scoop sandbags. And Royce Holder, thank you, because y'all really helped when it was late. And I heard y'all say you put up supper and come down here and did it. That means the world to us, because we'll be there for you, no doubt, if you need us.
Yeah, who was the boys? Where was it people that worked with you?
Yeah.
Okay, now where do you work?
I work at Nutrient in Wimberg.
Okay, so they were Nutrient in Wimberg. Let some of y'all off.
Yeah, we had some of our employees down here. With the situation, we're not doing nothing at work right now anyway. So we actually brought a truck and a flatbed down, and all the guys came down here and we helped load everything up. And then later on that night, David Cantrell and
David Cantrell too.
His boy were down here, and then he works at Nutrient with us.
Ken to Bubba
and Royce Holder.
That's whole family.
And his whole family. They were texting me asking about helping, so they come down and left their supper, and they were there until we started sandbagging, and there wasn't no water to be seen, and then next thing you know, it was at our feet.
It was everywhere.
Joe Boy was there that evening. Hey, we'll come help you anytime. And there was no water.
Well, it was water over there.
Yeah, but
it was
no
water over
coming
here.
This way. We thought we had everything taken care of. And Caps called me, Shane and them. They come help. They brought a trailer.
Caps and
But we
Ridgely.
had Caps and Ridgely. They stepped up. They would have done anything, and we appreciate every one of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of businesses in Dyersburg that have posted stuff for flood victims too.
Yeah,
too many of the name, but
you know what? I got one criticism of Bubba.
I'm
gonna tell you what it is.
What is it?
You know, Bubba, you're right. Bubba's giving and will give and will give and will give, but he has a hard time letting people help him.
He does. Bubba says he's a bottom feeder.
And
that's right.
You're a what?
A bottom feeder.
That's where I am.
He's the catfish of the fish world. All he wants is a little bit of scraps.
But what that says a lot about his character. That's not a criticism. That's just that just tells you about Bubba.
Yep. And I was laying in bed. I didn't get much sleep the night before, and I slept really good. But I was laying in bed, and I thought, I got every opportunity. These other people, we'll survive. We will. But only way we can help these other people is by reaching out. And I never ask anybody for anything when it's monetarily. But I think with some money, we can make these people's lives better. It's weird when a truck drives by and water splashes over like a wave. But we're not begging because we will make it either way. But what was our things again? What was our places we're going to try to run the money through? And we're going to try to, the goal is, and I know they don't like this because they're not planning, we're going to try to raise money for a week and get some money to people. Because that's about when the water will come down.
When they'll start needing money.
And then if we keep raising money, we'll try to do it again. And if not, we'll just pass it down like the water's flowing, down the next thing. Well, we will promise you, nobody will profit from this.
It just dawned on me. This is going to be different than the flood in February, and I actually think it's going to be more urgent because it's warm. It's in February it was cold. When the water went down, you had time, I think, to get in and clean up your
mold and stuff is going to be a lot worse this time because of the temperature.
Because of the temperature and things. So things are going to be more urgent, I would suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway,
or anything else?
We're gonna give them the list of where to donate again.
Yeah, and we left our sponsor list off this time because this is more important. Our sponsors are there for us. We would not even have the drive to keep doing this if it wasn't for the youth banquet and all. We're running off a generator, sitting on a trailer because there is no electricity. We've got to get back to the world of plugging up deep freezes because it's been about 16, 18 hours since the power went off. The electric company's trying to get it back on, but they've got to wait till it gets off these poles. We're in direct contact.
It's been longer than that.
No, it was
5 o'clock yesterday morning.
It's probably
So
been it's probably been about 2 days.
I said 16.
Yeah.
I meant 32, 34. And anyway,
Got to get back to work.
we want to thank y'all that help us. We know y'all up there on the top of the state and on the TWA are with us and are helping us prevent any kind of worse harm coming. Thank you for all you've done with the troopers and everything. TDOT keeping our road shut down because it'd be a constant driving by, and then we just wouldn't be safe because it's too many miles of that. And then if they're up to no good, it could create more problems. Thank you for looking out for us and protecting us. Say those sites. RT, you got a poem?
I don't have one.
Quote. He does quotes, Wally.
What was
He does
my
quotes.
thing about this, the last one? I was going to say every time that if he didn't have one.
Wally, when you start saying you're going to say something, I tried to tune out and forget it.
You remember, Bubba?
I do not.
Hey, well, let me do. Hey, I got a.
Let's listen places they can donate to, though. We need to be sure and do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are we going? It's going to be set up.
The Bogota Area Flood Relief
Fund.
It's
going to be a GoFundMe. So you can donate there. You can donate. I believe they're taking donations at
First Citizens National
First
Bank.
Citizens National, First Community.
of the First Citizens National Bank, Dyersburg, and many branches. First Community Bank of the Heartland.
I believe
Yep.
that's correct.
Both of them are supposed to be setting us up an account to direct to. We're not going to go with.
There's a plane flying by. I waved at it.
Yeah.
He waved his wing back.
Should we? We're not going to go with Venmo or anything like that, correct?
No.
Because we're afraid somebody
Too
will.
much clickbait
Hack
and
us.
stuff. Yeah.
Then you can, I believe there's West Dyersburg Church of Christ is going to
They're
take
gonna help.
donations or
Yeah,
help.
I'm sure they are, but that'll be the area wide one.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
sure. So
I was
they're
just
not-
naming them all.
Yeah, but for ours, it's going to be on the GoFundMe.
Yep.
Bogota Area Flood Relief Fund.
Yep.
And then the two Bogota Area Flood Relief Fund for the two banks.
First Community of the Heartland and First Citizens National.
All right.
Well, do you want to, even though we didn't do our sponsors and stuff, you still want to close us with prayer? And
Yeah, we're going to do all that.
Are we about to close
We're
out?
about to close.
All right. Well, that's good. Usually I start to my right, so I'm going to go, and White's always to my right when we normally broadcast. So, White, you got anything to say when we're closing?
No, just if anyone wants to donate, we'd love to have it, and Bogota would certainly benefit from it. So
All right. Wally,
And Miston.
and Miston.
Wally, anything you want to add?
No, please give. We'll get it to the right places, and it'll be the best help and make people realize that people do care, and it'll bring some sunshine into their darkness.
Bubba, anything you want to add?
I'm just going to say thank you.
Barty, what about you? Anything you want to say?
No, I don't have nothing to add.
Well, I got some things to add I'd like to say. This one, and I hope you can do this. I hope you can find that song by Johnny Cash, How High Is the Water, Mama, and put that in at the end if you haven't
Yeah,
ever
it's
heard
probably
it.
copyright.
Yeah.
issues
Well,
with
maybe
that.
you can't. Maybe you can't do it. It reminds me of that song.
Hey, we could sing it.
That's right.
We don't
How
know.
high is the?
We don't
can't?
know the. We don't know the words to it.
No.
We don't know none of them.
I know how high is the water, Mama.
2 feet and rising.
Yeah, but it got more
We're a
than
little
2
over 2
feet.
feet.
Yeah, but after that, I'm kind of confused.
We could make our Bogota Boys version of it.
Yeah, let's write it first.
Yeah.
But we should.
Oh, there they go planning. It'll be gone by then.
Yeah.
How high is the water, Mama? Well, it was 5 or 6
Get-
foot high.
Get control.
and rising.
Get control.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anything. This what is today? April the 9th, 2025. We're broadcasting from outside. We're on location outside the No Limit Cafe. The reason we're not inside the No Limit Cafe is because there's water inside. We're broadcasting. This is, unfortunately, this is our second flood episode in the last 6 months, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I hope we don't have another one for a long, long, long time. But if we do, we'll be here.
That's right.
If we do, we'll have episode 3.
We'll come together
We'll
again.
be better prepared.
There y'all go preparing. You can't prepare. You just got to do.
I doubt
Gotta-
that. Yeah,
Roll with
Yeah.
the punches.
Adapt. All right. Am I going to close it with prayer?
Yes, sir.
All right, let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us here to another podcast. Please, Lord, bless this podcast, and we never ask for money for anybody, but please, Lord, let people give freely of their heart because they are giving people to help these people. Lord, thank you for this preparing us to help. Thank you for letting nobody lose life in this area. Thank you for letting it go smoothly. And with your mercy, and we'll follow you, all life will be better. Let us always do the right thing and never doubt it. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
this is the Bogota Boys broadcasting from the No Limit Cafe in downtown Bogota, Tennessee, home of Tennessee's newest lake,
One
Combined Sea.
The wonder.